I have to say that this is my favorite decade.
Okay.
I have to say that. So I'm very excited about today because I'm living it. Whereas when I was talking about 1525, I had to think back to my life and then earlier. Whereas right now I am living it, and there's certain things that are working for me. There's certain things that did not work for me that I had to adjust. And I think that's why I'm super excited about today. And I have to say this is probably the best time of my life. And I would want everybody to feel like they're having the best time of their life. And so one of the main things I could say before I go into, I have so much to say today, so it's a little bit harder for me to break it down in 5 things, but before we start, I just kind of put my thoughts on paper a little bit just so I can organize it. But I do have to say that, you know, if you want to feel good every birthday, one measure about that is that if you feel like you're not feeling good or celebratory or feeling like this is the best time of your life, is where are you at and what is your actual, like your self-actualization. Do you remember that model we learned in high school? Like Maslow's law, self-actualization is like top of the pyramid. First, it's like your basic necessities. I mean, don't quote it word for word because I learned this in high school and I'm just recollecting it. But really, it made a big impact because it made me realize, you know, you got to meet your basic necessities such as food, shelter, water, security, and then you go through the other phases. But your top one is your self-actualization. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to show up as? Right? You have one life. What are you going to do? Who are you going to be? And I mean, not someone else, but who are you? And what do you want out of yourself? What do you want out of your life? How do you want your experiences to be? And I find that if you are not as happy celebrating birthdays, because I noticed that with certain friends that they were like, oh, I'm getting older. And then my birthdays would come around and I would feel that I'm so happy because I wouldn't want to be celebrating a previous birthday because that was good for then. And I realized the closer I get to the self-actualization of what I imagined for myself, the more I feel like I'm on track, so there's something to celebrate. But the birthday is usually that time for measure. Like everything you want to measure. You want to lose weight? How much do you weigh right now? Get it down on paper, and then where do you want to be? And one thing you taught me is get on a scale every day. Now I have a nutritionist who I have to message my weight every morning, so I don't have a choice. I have to get on it. He says yes, because I said I gotta get into shape. And he's like your most accurate weight is first thing in the morning. So he's like, text me your weight because your meal plans are going to be calculated based on your weight and what's your ideal. And so now I got into a habit of getting on the scale every morning, and I even went from a mechanical one to a digital one because he wants the point, the digits after the point. And I noticed that when you track yours, you put like your weight and then the point and then whatever it is after the decimal point. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes your birthdays come around, that's your measure. Like, where am I at? Am I happy? Did I imagine being at this age, this is the life I was gonna live? So that's not one of my 5, but I just, that's not why I only saying that because I'm saying that. That's not, so it doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
It doesn't count. Don't subtract from me.
No.
But I was just saying I'm feeling good because part of the reason is I feel like I'm on track. If I wasn't on track, then I would have slumped shoulders. I wouldn't feel so good. I wouldn't feel so bad about myself. Maybe I wouldn't want to celebrate as much. And maybe I'd feel bad about getting old. But like, do you know?